Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon White. So in the last part, we explored more of the Relic Castle, but we did not find the Darkstone inside. But however, we got a call from Professor Junipers to go see her at the Nacrene City Museum. So we're gonna do just that. But first off, I need to heal. Once we are done, going through once we're done going through whatever Professor Junipers wants from us, then I'm essentially gonna be doing a lot of battling. Oh wait. No wait. Actually, I think I'll do it after I get back to Icirrus City. But anyways, hey, here we are. Yeah, and it's not just her, but we also have Cedric and also Bianca here as well too. Yep. And also Lenora's back again. Yeah, hi Lenora. It definitely has been quite a long while ever since we last saw her. Now once she's actually telling us, that the stone that was essentially essentially was only put on display in the museum. It turned out that it was actually the very dark stone that we actually wanted to look for. So yeah, Lenora actually had it in her museum this whole time. And even though before Team Plasma stole the dragon skull because they wanted to, because they thought they would revive the dragon Pokemon back. But yeah. Team Plasma didn't even realize what was actually there. Now if you want Ditto, take this. Wait a moment, Ditto. If you take this Darkstone, that means you'll be the one to battle N. If anything happens to me. Are you really okay with that? Well, we already defeated N like 4 times already. Yeah, and even though he does have the legendary Pokemon now, but honestly, if we keep up with our training, I think we should be fine enough to defeat him again. Then here it is. Prepare yourself. Be strong. I see. Yep, you see indeed. If things don't go as planned, you'll use this Darkstone. You'll protect the ideal future for us and Pokemon. Ditto, we're counting on you. Please take care of yourself. Oh, I will be. Yep, that's right. We actually get that a major sound effect that we only get when we actually obtain not only the Darkstone but also the Lightstone too. Yeah. And also, Cedric asks, how exactly do we revive the other legendary from that stone? But nobody has any idea. Well, except for Alder, who now tells us to go to Opaloosa City. The dragon, the gym leader of that city uses her dragon type Pokemon. The gym leader could know something. I'll go ahead and wait for you there. Until then, and he finds off again. But on which Pokemon? That's right. What? Opaloosa City's Iris might know something. Hey, Hey, Ditto. Never forget that you always have Pokemon right by your side. Yeah, obviously. I'm going to head back to the lab and do some research. I'll see if I can uncover what kinds of beings these legendary Dragon-type Pokemon are, and if there is any way to awaken them. Yep, off go father and daughter. Sure, don't worry. If we have something for you, we'll come ready to find you. Ooh, it sounds real serious. That's all about I got out of it. Yeah. Ditto, do you know Opelucid City? If you leave Icirrus City and cross the two-line bridge, yeah, it's on the other side. Yeah, you're really not sure what to do. I'm not that good with directions, so if you need more, check your town map, okay? Well, not like we really need to. Well, all we really need to do is simply just go to the right of Icirrus City and we'll be there. So, honestly, it's really hard for you to get lost, really. Yeah. But anyways. Actually, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna pass on healing, since my Pokemon are still feeling fine. But anyways, everyone, now we're going through Route 8. Now here's where, once again, I'm just gonna be battling trainers left and right, so I can try to get my Pokemon more stronger. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go over the Pokemon that you can find here. Which shouldn't be too long, considering it's the same Pokemon that we've already know that you can already encounter back in Icirrus City, except for the Pokemon that you can find swarming here, if you are lucky enough, anyway. And the Pokemon that just happens to be swarming here is actually a Krogunk. So yeah, if you want your poison and finding type Pokemon. Yeah, you just need to go here. Well, obviously, yeah, you need to wait until he actually does spawn in. Then you can try to actually get one. But anyways, everyone, now, Route 8. Now, if you're going for this area during the winter, I would definitely say it is a lot more complicated than actually going through the Icirrus gym. Because... yeah, you actually do have to maneuver around on the ice, just so you can actually get to the two-line bridge. Yeah, it's honestly more of a chore just to get from Icirrus City to the two-line bridge. But thankfully, since it's not winter right now, well, when it comes to this game anyway, so thankfully we don't have to worry too much. So we don't have to worry too much about that right now. Oh yeah, and speaking of the two-line bridge, when you get to Icirrus City, for the very first time, you can actually go through Route 8, right away. Just in case if you feel like your Pokemon are still weak enough, to fight, to challenge the Icirrus gym. But however, when you're going up against... But however, when you get to the entrance of the two-line bridge, there actually will be two Team Plasma members that are guarding the entrance to that bridge. Yeah, and they'll say, you cannot pass through here until you've done something major first. And that major thing is for you to get the Darkstone first. The Darkstone / the Lightstone first. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I decided to hold off from going through Route 8 until we actually got the Darkstone. So yeah, so then we can just easily just go for this route and and so that we don't have anybody stopping us majorly, yeah, so that we do not, so that we do not have to turn back whatsoever. Yeah, but anyways, now, I guess that's all I gotta say for now. Although I guess, now continuing with what I was saying in the last part about having Pokemon getting major screen time, are still getting major screen time. During that friggin' time skip in Horizons, they now give Roy a friggin' Lucario. Yeah, and it is indeed the Pokemon that they utilized Mega Evolution for again. And just, why is it always Lucario who gets Mega Evolution? Who gets some Mega Evolution treatment? Well, at the very least with Horizons, also, they are now giving, they're also giving, Mega Sableye more screen time. So you can't say that is a good thing to show off more of. But why is it always Lucario that gets the Mega Evolution treatment? Yeah, well, actually, I do completely understand why is it always Lucario, but I'm just saying that it doesn't. But I'm just saying that it doesn't always. But I'm just saying that it doesn't always have to be a Lucario that gets that treatment, that gets the Mega Evolution treatment again. So yeah, we've already had that with several Lucarios. Ever since the Kalos anime. Yeah, well actually, except for the Alola series, where we only really saw one Lucario, and that was Kukui's Lucario. Yeah. Oh no, wait. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think I said Kukui's Charizard instead of Kiawe's. I think I made a mess up when I said which Charizard show up, the main character's Charizards. Yeah, I think I said Kukui's Charizard, not Kiawe's. And if I did, yeah, that was a mess up on my part. Yeah, I think I meant to say Kiawe instead of Kukui. Yeah, my mind was just like main characters. Yeah, and I know that Kiawe is obviously one of the main characters in the Alola series. Yeah, it's just in my mind was also thinking about Kukui at that point. But like I said, if I said Kukui instead of Kiawe, then yeah, that was a major. Yeah, then that right there is a major my bad on my part. But anyways, now what you're seeing here, now we're in a place called the Moor of Icirrus. And now while this place doesn't really serve anything major in terms of anything, aside from you just finding more Palpitoads, Shelmets, and Stunfisks. And also you just battling more trainers. Trainers are battling more trainers here as well. But however though, if you just so happen to get not only the Musketeer trio, yeah, that being Cobalion, Virizion, and Terrakion with you, but also another Pokemon that is usually with them, and that being a Pokemon that you can only get through an event. That Pokemon, of course, being a Keldeo. Yeah. If we just so happen to bring all four of them here, then the three Swords of Justice We'll then teach a Keldeo a very good move. Like Keldeo, it's own unique move. Secret Sword. Oh, hold on. There you go. Yeah, I think this is our first super catch in the game. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that right there is the power of a super catch. Yeah, and thankfully I still got to show it off at least once. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, thanks to the super catch, we managed to get Shelmet, the snail Pokemon. Yeah, Shelmet doesn't really look like a snail that much. Really? Yeah, Shelmet honestly doesn't really look that much of a snail to me, really. Yeah, considering... Yeah, we obviously know that Shelmets are slow, you know, considering their big shells. Yeah, but it's more so with the face and anything. Yeah, Shelmet's face doesn't really resemble a snail that much to me, honestly. But anyways, yeah, but as everyone, yeah, at the very least, I got to show off at least once, what a super catch actually looks like. Yeah, and that right there is, of course, the power of getting a lot of Pokemon. But anyways, everyone, back to what I was saying before. Now the Free Swords of Justice will then teach Keldeo its own unique move called Secret Sword. And it is just essentially a more stronger version of Sacred Sword. So yeah, that is just another thing that you can really do with Keldeo. But also, now I believe Keldeo doesn't get his transformation until Black and White 2. So, excuse me. So yeah, I don't think Keldeo gets this transformation until Black and White 2. Yeah, Keldeo actually gets a transformation after you teach it. Sacred Sword. After you teach it Secret Sword. Yeah, and I believe that Keldeo doesn't get this form until Black and White 2. So yeah, if you want to get access to this form, then you're gonna have to play the sequels. Sequels in order for you to do that. But anyways, now, and what you're seeing here as well, now, if you just happen to be going around the Moor of Icirrus during the winter as well, now once again you're gonna have to maneuver around the ice, it is also quite the tough challenge. If you just to maneuver around some parts, in some parts of this ice, yeah, it can be a little bit tedious. Yeah, it can be a little tedious to do too. To do here too. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, and I think that's all I really have to say in terms of this area. Okay, we got Carbos. Now let's get to you. I bought new shoes, so I came all this way to get them dirty. You're right. If I have a battle, they may get even dirtier. Yeah, well, if you're trying to get your shoes dirty, then absolutely you want to go for that. But anyways, yeah, and honestly, I think that's all I really have to say in terms of this whole area in general, really. Alright, Fresh, you're going down with this spark. Alright, take that. And you are Gunzo. Yeah, and I think at this point that's all I really have to say in terms of this area and also Root Grenade. So I'm just gonna be fighting. So I'm just gonna be taking down these Pokemon left and right here. So huzzah for that, eh? And you're done. Oh yeah, now her boots got soaked now. Yeah, well, I'm gonna say, if you want to get your boots dirty, fine. But probably don't do that when you're inside the house. Because obviously you're gonna have a major cleanup to do after that. Yeah, I'm just saying. But anyways, now over here, okay, yeah, there's something right here, and it is a max potion. Yeah, I can do just fine with either, either or, but whatever. Okay, now we have you. Knowing oneself, knowing the other, and knowing the surroundings. That's a ranger. Oh, I bet it is. Oh, I bet it is indeed. Anyways, you and your vanilla are going down by my seismitoad. Yeah, your acid armor means nothing. Absolutely nothing. Considering, yeah, I'm just gonna use Surf again. Yeah, bye-bye, bitch. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're gonna be encountering the evolution, the evolution of X-U. Fraxure! Yeah, there's our Fraxure. Yeah, Fraxure definitely looks more intimidating when it comes. Yeah, he definitely looks more intimidating, rather, compared to X-U. And with him using Dragon Dance, I had to expect that much. Oh, really? Crocodile, another crit with foul play. Jesus, Crocodile, what are you doing, man? Jeez, and that is twice I've KO'd a Pokemon with a crit foul play, even though it was not really necessary. Even though it was not entirely necessary for him to actually do that. but I guess I'll take it, I guess. Okay, now with Fraxure using Dragon Dance, yeah, that is essentially the entirety of the X-U line, really. Just them constantly utilizing Dragon Dances, so then they can pull off a dragon move called Dual Chop. Yeah, for those of you who have played Gates to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Gates to Infinity, then yeah, X-U is incredibly busted. The X-U that you actually get to play as during that game is incredibly busted, considering that once you get Dragon Dance and Dual Chop, then you essentially win, especially up against boss fights. Especially up against boss fights. Oh man. But anyways, everyone, as you saw, yeah, that woman just gave us the TM for Facade. But of course, so far you know, if it's just time to get a status condition, then that means that your Pokemon will get double the attack power from it. Oh yeah, and speaking of TMs, the TM that we also picked up before that was indeed the TM for Sludge Bomb. So yeah, if you really want to utilize a very good poison move, then that right there is where you get your Sludge Bombs. And there we go. Now it's the strongest level 42. Alright, nice. +3 for HP and speed. And a very decent +2 for everything else. Oh, really? Agility now at this point in time? When Strongest already fast as it is? Really? Why give a Pokemon something that is already fast more speed? Like, come on now. Yeah, and especially at this point of the game, man. But anyways, there we go. Now Central is also level 42. Alright, nice +2 for everything except for attack and speed. Yeah, which is honestly kind of unexpected, honestly. Alright, and you're done. Okay, now believe, now, if it just happen to, hang on, let me just do this. Yeah, do that. Okay, yeah, let's find you. Hey, if you turn a parasol around, it's like a flower blossoming in the rain. I bet it is. Okay, as I was trying to say, now just before you go to the Tube Line Bridge entrance, there is actually a person that I am gonna be talking to. Once we are done with this battle, and she will give you for one of the rocks. One of the rocks, yeah, that being a damp rock, a heat rock, a smooth rock, and a icy rock. But depending on the time of day that you actually talk to her, she will give you the a damp rock. Now she will give you the damp rock with a in the morning. She will give you the heat rock during the daytime. She will give you the smooth rock during the evening, and she will give you the icy rock at night. And if you want to get the other rocks, then you'll have to come back here on the next day in order for you to be able to get the others. So yeah, this lady right here, this lady right here that we are currently talking to right now. Yeah, considering it's nighttime right now, she's gonna give us the icy rock. Yeah, and like I said, and now if we want to get the other free, then we're gonna have to meet her then we're gonna have to meet her on the next day, so that we talk to her during a different time, but during the different time of day, so that we'll be able to get the other one. Oh yeah, she says, I promise. I'm not sure. Is that supposed to be a pun or something? I'm not exactly sure what that really means. But anyways, everyone, but that's it. Yeah, that's what we do for this part. And so, it's the next part. I'll see you guys next time.